These pains you feel are messengers. Listen to them. In dardhayi ka ihsas magnid piyamarsan hastand bihi anha goshdahid. There is a line in the ancient poetry of Rumi that carries a truth we are not often taught. It does not try to erase your pain. It does not tell you to ignore it, silence it, or disguise it in the garments of false optimism. Instead, it says plainly, these pains you feel are messengers. Listen to them. We live in a world that often teaches us to run from discomfort, to numb it, or to treat it as an enemy. From a young age, we are told to be strong and move on, as if grief or heartache were simply obstacles to be cleared away. Yet, the wisdom of these words from Rumi invites us to pause and turn toward what hurts with a different posture. It invites us to listen, to lean in, to allow pain to become a teacher rather than a tyrant. Listening to pain is not an easy choice. It means resisting the urge to escape or distract yourself when discomfort appears. It means setting down the armor you have worn for years and sitting quietly with a feeling you may have spent decades avoiding. But there is a promise hidden in Rumi's words. When you listen, you will learn something essential about yourself, your life, and your path. Pain can be physical, emotional, spiritual, or all three at once. It can come from loss, illness, betrayal, exhaustion, or even from the deep ache of longing for something you cannot name. And while pain can be overwhelming, it is never meaningless. Every sensation has an origin. Every ache has a root. Every heaviness has a story. The first step in this journey is to stop seeing pain as a punishment. Pain is a signal. Pain is the body, the mind, or the soul trying to get your attention. It is a letter written in the language of sensation, waiting to be read. In this opening part of our series, we begin with the simple, radical act of listening. Find a place where you can be still. Let your breath slow. Notice your body as it is, without judgment. Where is the tension? Where is the heaviness? Where is the ache? Allow your awareness to rest there, not to fix it, but to witness it. This is the invitation, to stay long enough to hear what the pain has to say. It may not speak in words, it may speak in images, memories, or emotions. It may speak through a sudden clarity or a gentle knowing. Listening is not about forcing answers. It is about creating space for them to arrive. When you make this space, you are already beginning to heal, not because the pain disappears, but because you are no longer abandoning yourself in the moment of need. This is what it means to listen to the messenger. Every messenger has a language, and pain is no different. Sometimes its language is sharp and urgent, like a knock at the door you cannot ignore. Other times it is slow and steady, a constant background hum that reminds you something is out of balance. Pain in the body often speaks first through sensation, a tightening of the chest, a burning in the stomach, an ache in the shoulders. Emotional pain may appear as heaviness in the heart, a lump in the throat, or a constant fatigue that no amount of rest seems to heal. Spiritual pain often takes the form of disconnection, feeling lost, directionless, or cut off from meaning. These are not random discomforts, they are signals. And just like learning any language, you must listen regularly and with patience if you wish to understand them. One way to do this is through mindfulness practice. Find a quiet place, sit comfortably, and begin to notice your breath. As you breathe, bring your attention to the place where pain is most present. Do not try to move it away or soften it. Instead, ask inwardly, "What are you here to tell me?" Then listen. You may find that the answer comes slowly. You may find that the message is layered, a physical sensation pointing to an emotional truth pointing to a deeper spiritual longing. The body and the soul are in constant conversation. Pain is simply the moment when the body raises its voice so the soul can be heard. Journaling can help translate what you sense. After sitting in stillness, write down what you noticed: sensations, thoughts, memories, and emotions. Over time, patterns emerge, and you begin to see what your body and soul have been trying to tell you for years. It is one thing to hear the messenger, it is another to walk with them for a while. This is the part most of us resist. We want the pain to speak quickly, give us the message, and then disappear. But often, it is in the act of staying with the feeling, of walking beside it, that the real transformation happens. Walking with the messenger means not rushing the process. It means understanding that the message unfolds in layers, and some layers only reveal themselves when trust is built. Pain, like any truth teller, opens slowly when it feels safe. In practice, this looks like returning to the body over and over, even when the discomfort feels familiar or tedious. It looks like breathing through the wave instead of fighting it. It looks like acknowledging, "Yes, I hear you, and I am still here." This is not passivity. This is active presence. You are training yourself to stay in relationship with your own inner life, even when it is uncomfortable. And this is a form of courage rarely celebrated in our culture, the courage to remain open in the midst of pain. Once you have listened and walked with the messenger, there comes a time to receive the gift it carries. This is the moment when the pain shifts from being an obstacle to being an ally. The gift may be clarity about a relationship, insight into a pattern of self-neglect, or the realization that something in your life must change for you to be whole. Sometimes the gift is practical, a new boundary, a healthier habit, a decision you have avoided making. Other times, the gift is purely internal, a deeper compassion for yourself, a more honest understanding of who you are, a reconnection to your own strength. The important thing is that the gift is yours to receive. Pain does not give its message to punish you. It gives it to guide you toward a life that better reflects your truth. When you have learned to hear your heart and clear your path, the next step is to sustain it. Equanimity is the art of moving steadily forward without being pulled off course by urgency, panic, or distraction. It is knowing that life will continue to present uncertainty and choosing to meet it with steady breath and quiet strength. Daily listening is essential. This can be as simple as placing a hand on your chest each morning and asking, "What is true for me today?" You may not always hear a loud answer, but over time you will feel a deeper trust in your own inner compass. And then comes the invitation to run in the heart's direction, not because the entire path is visible, but because you know it is yours. You are not chasing certainty, you are choosing alignment. And in doing so, you will find that the journey itself becomes the destination.